Hello, hello, hello. How go? How does you do? Good, 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 good. It seems like the plan of eating has been somewhat successful. Seismic Coin, thank you for 2 years. Jazzium, thank you for ESIN months. That sucks, Pandora. Solidarity. True Geek, thank you for 52 months. Um, I don't know. It's like all the rules changed on me. Where I was just generally avoiding eating like really volatile stuff, very acidic or very spicy or anything like that. And I was fine for quite some time. And then, a few days ago, my stomach decided, well, now I'm going to get like really pissed off if we're even slightly hungry. But you're not going to get that for like 2 days because it doesn't make any sense. And we never did this before. I don't think it's really stress because I haven't had anything that I've been really stressed out about lately. It just kind of came out of nowhere without any real driving event. There was no like culminating thing that explains the change. Yeah, I guess. I guess. It must be age. Yeah, I do need to see a specialist. I'm just scared for various reasons. Scared of the cost. Scared of what they'll have to do. And scared of what the outcome will be. And this is usually how people die. You don't go and do stuff when it's early. So cherish these moments. I have some mail to do, but I didn't put it in the title. It's been a long time. I'll do it on Monday. I guess I'll do it on Monday. Well, I have something from Craig and then I have something I don't know what it is. And so that might not even be mail from a cohort, actually. I don't even really know what it is. Yeah, we were talking about a camera in both ends. Do you hate vanilla pudding or something? Oh, okay. Because I was like, you just said a nice thing. I would also eat vanilla pudding if it meant I could be alive. That'd be fine. I would eat it anyway. I'm actually having a quick bite right now because my new mission is to try to stave off hunger so I don't get these hunger pains, these new hunger pains that I've never had before. Hunger used to just be a feeling. Now it's a pain. I guess pain is a feeling. I don't know where I was going with that. It is what it is. I don't know how to emphasize that, like, this is not normal hunger pain. When I told Nakomi, she was like, yes, that is what hunger is like. And I'm like, no, it actually isn't. For me, it wasn't. I wouldn't have made a big deal about it if I was just hungry. I would have known. I might not be like a genius or a doctor or whatever, but I know what hungry feels like. I'm quite old. I mean, you would never find the obituary anyway. You'll find out by the fact that there isn't a stream. I guess you can call that an obituary. He streamed until dead, and he wasn't really happy about it. Thanks for watching. I'm dead. That'd be all right for a tombstone. Thanks for watching. I'm dead. Don't forget to smash those flowers down on my grave and ring the little bell. There's a bell there. Just ring it before you leave. Subscribe to my tombstone. Maybe I can keep streaming if somebody sets up a webcam. Support my fam. Support my family. Stay subscribed. I mean, it's been done, right? Wasn't there a webcam like in a coffin? Something like that? I feel like I recall something along these lines. Rice-A-Roni. It's a San Francisco treat. Ding ding. Just getting some good old filling rice. I know it's annoying for me to talk about since I don't want to share any details yet, but my new little side project's going well. Ish. I'm a real idiot when it comes to the game dev stuff because my interests lie in the past. So I have this tendency to try to do things the way they did things in the past. But you know what they did in the fucking past? They did motherfucking trigonometry and shit. Because they didn't have tons of CPU power just lying all over the place and various high-level abstracted languages and engines with stuff already made and ready to go so you don't have to do that. So I keep trying to make things like my fucking blobber dungeon labyrinth thing in the way that they made them and finding out, oh shit, they were fucking geniuses, super geniuses. And the only reason that video games existed back then at all was because we had fewer rocket scientists than we were supposed to. Is basically what it is. So, as per usual, I'm over here like I have all the tools, I have all the advanced modern, like, it's easy to make games, it's easy. And I'm like, it's so hard. It's so hard, man. I don't know how to project a camera, make the 2D polygon, because I'm trying to do things the hardest fucking possible way. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it raises my appreciation all the more. Like, if you see an arcade game from the 80s or 90s anywhere, you should fucking throw yourself on the ground, prostrate yourself, and just pay tribute. Because the brain power that went into making that thing exist is insane. It's just a lot of words to say that I'm really bad at math. Yes, I watched that Mario Kart video. It practically brought tears to my eyes. So I'm a sad little man boy. I am fascinated by, like, God, when I watch those things, I really love the behind the scenes of how they did stuff at Nintendo, because I'll tell you, if there were an afterlife, what I wish that it would be to be able to go to any time in history and experience it personally. That's, I think, what I would like to be able to do. I often imagine how awesome it would have been to be a part of the teams making things like Mario Kart or Mario 3 or Super Mario World or Super Metroid or any of those sorts of things. I long for that experience. I often think about what it must have been like to create something like that and just have so much fun creating it. And then to put it out and for it to become a worldwide phenomenon. And not only that, but to become a franchise that persists for 20, 30 years. Some of the people that worked on the original Mario Kart are still working on Mario Kart, which is fascinating. I mean, that's not been their only job, but there's some of them. I think the programmer of Mario Kart, the video said, also contributed to Mario Kart 8, which is mind-boggling. It's that collaborative act of creation of something that then goes out into the world and connects with thousands and millions of other people in the world. There's something about that that just, like, makes my heart explode. Well, like, yeah, if you think about the composer from Mario Kart, she also did Pilot Wings and other games. She had such a massive influence across so many people, millions of people. It's it's one of those things where when you try to grasp the scope, it's mind-boggling, you know. Like in a small office somewhere in Nintendo in the 90s, she knocked out some beeps and boops that then got sent out and distributed across the entire world, including my parents' living room. And that weird chain and how it persists. It's not like that was just it made it there and that's where it stops. It's like these things are still appreciated today. They're still being discovered by people who never did today. I mean, granted, not on the scale of like when Mario Kart was released or when any of those games are released initially or whatever, but it's a steady thing, you know, it goes out in the world and it has a life of its own. And it inspired other people, you know. She also did Sim City. I'm just like, when I heard that, I was like, God damn, this woman owns a portion of my brain, and I never knew who she was. Like, just because I've always loved those soundtracks. Pilot Wings, Sim City, Mario Kart, they're incredible. I wish I could rattle off her name, but I have to admit that I am much worse at quickly picking up Japanese names than English names. I don't know exactly why, but probably just unfamiliarity. Well, I mean, there's an army of video game composers stomping around in my brain. She is one of many, one of thousands. Thank you, Dork. So, yeah, that video gave me some real feelings. Oh, yeah. I mean, certainly that's the case for me. I'm going to get rolling here as soon as I'm done with my food, and I'm almost done with my food. A thousand apologies. All right. Just a moment. Pardon me. I am not playing Wreckfest. What is happening? They changed the content warning. It didn't say those last 3 lines. It now says you won't be able to save everyone. You might not even be able to save yourself. Welcome home. Those are new. Feels quite ominous. I imagine it's because of things that were added to Chapter 4. Possibilities that didn't exist before. I'm scared. Okay, episode 4 awaits. Note, the decision you made in episode 3 bears heavy physical consequences, and a visual reminder of those consequences will follow you for the rest of the game. You can reduce the intensity of this visual reminder or remove it entirely at any point in the preferences. Ah, that must be referring to the gunk around the edge of the screen. Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 4? I feel like a full recap would be quite long. We can do a little episode 3 recap, though. Oh no, you recommend that? You know, you're probably right. Fuck it. I can do it. Oh, balls. I oversaved. That's okay. I can just grab a quick save. Oh, I gotta go to... Thankfully, you can't overwrite the automatic ones. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Afraid. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight, while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain, rot, decay. Come on, you, whatever your name is. Grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms, just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it! Stella, keep an eye on him for us. Make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen. A sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Stella lies beside you, and the two of you settle into a comfortable silence in the darkened room, her heartbeat and the gentle moan of the Appalachian wind, near deafening in the otherwise quiet atmosphere. With her beside you, the events of the evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner's where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I want to make sure that she isn't getting into trouble out there. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it'd be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now, anyways. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. She didn't. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do these things keep happening to me? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second. Where'd three of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. But you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Ko, are you alright? Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they are going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks. Trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. There are two of them now. What happened to your glass house? Asshole squatter, move in. Kick Dustin Mom out. As you ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Have fun. Oh, Ko, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Co, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Co, aren't you? My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. And with that, breakfast is served. He's a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Co? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. Wow, no mention of the... Alright. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze, not a glaze. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Co is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like it's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix... Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina is situated in the back room. Alexis is going to keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open. Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. I'm going for it. Wait, do you hear music? Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? There you are. I would have found you sooner, but the Resonant clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. One of you must forfeit, it doesn't matter which. Bullshit! I hope I didn't come too late. It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking. You take a step towards the light. Sybil is right here. Please don't do this. You wordlessly step into the spotlight. I'm so sorry, Co. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, and about what's happened to you, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Co. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. Before your thoughts can drift away into nightmarish recollections of hours past, your phone buzzes on the nightstand. Hey, sorry I ran off earlier. Wound up in a really bad headspace. I care about you so much. So sorry you got hurt in there. Just need some time to get a handle on things. Sorry. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. Oh, wake up. So how do we feel about the frame of old? Apparently that can be turned off. Do we want that gone, or do we want that reminder? Is that an accessibility? Where did it say that that was? Doesn't seem to be here. Oh, visual overlay intensity. That must be it. Oh yeah, there we go. Reduced, but still there. So we still have the reminder, but it's not like overriding the game. You open your eyes. It's a new day. And you feel like shit. You were hoping some of your strength would return to you after a good night's sleep. But you feel just as drained as when you dug yourself out of that shallow grave. Your limbs are heavy, mom spaghetti, and your heart struggles to keep up with your movements. You feel like you've lost something that was important to you. Well, yeah. Boy, they really have their finger on the pulse. Yeah, I'm leaning towards either it had to be, I did what had to be done, or I hope it was worth it. I should answer based off of my rationale when I made the choice. I did kind of regret it, but then I turned around on it again, and I feel like it's cool that you can commit to such a drastic choice, a choice that has such drastic effects. So I'm gonna think on this one for a second here, but I'm gonna choose based off of how I feel. So, I mean, I did what had to be done. Feels like it fits the most at the moment because that was the reason that I did it. It felt like it needed to be done to move on for not just our character, but other characters as well. Oscar and Rosalina, obviously. Tabitha clearly didn't want to do it. Charlie claimed that he would never leave unless someone did do this. So everything kind of felt like it coalesced into that choice, that it was what needed to happen for things to advance. If we didn't do it, things would revert back to staying as they were and no change. We wouldn't learn anything. Well, thankfully, BFA, you can always just do another run. Now, I'm not sure if that really means that I hope this was worth it isn't also valid, because that was part of the equation. It's like, I did this to improve things, to learn things. And I do hope it was worth it to do that. This is too funny to select. This is too true to life. But it is very funny. This seems a little too lackadaisical. And I don't like the last one. So this feels a little overly preachy, like virtue signally a bit, like I did the right thing for the sake of it. Like, okay. Not exactly. I put thought into it. I didn't just do the obviously right thing. And I know what I did, so we're not choosing that. I think I'm leaning towards number one more than I hope this was worth it. I'm gonna go for it. Yes. You did what had to be done. Who knows what would have happened if you had left that ghost behind to fester. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hey, just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing okay. Also wanted to ask if you've heard from Stella. You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. She said she'd call. I don't want to push. But maybe. I mean, we didn't call last night. We could maybe call now. Might be okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. Millennials never call. Never ever call. Send her the pic. Now would be the time for the pic of the pained old man. Okay, this seems a little extreme. I mean, she could... Maybe something happened to her, but... I think a call is reasonable. Especially after looking at these other messages now. Kind of brought to my mind that there is the possibility of danger. Well, we have to... If we're going to explore, we have to choose one or both of these now, before we choose any of these. Otherwise, they'll just be gone. Well, Wayne threatening her is a characterization that was kind of put on that situation by the characters. That's the character's interpretation of what happened, but really what Wayne said, if I recall correctly, was similar along the lines of what Wayne had been saying to us, which was more of a warning and actually seemed out of concern and not a threat on our life. It may be the case for Stella as well. But we know very little about Wayne and Wayne's motives, so I can't say for sure. I'm going to try the call. Oh, this is very casual. Hey, what's up? Haha, just kidding. Oh, dang. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually a recording of my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyways, leave a message, or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time. Okay, so... It didn't even ring, I guess. Hey. Probably number 2 here. Number 1 feels a little too flippant. Number 2 feels highly inappropriate. 3 feels alright. This feels awful. This feels a little too... a bit too much. These two feel weird. Hey, I'm kind of worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get the chance. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. She messaged me last night. I'm worried about her. I'm glad you heard from her at least, but I'm worried too. Let's meet up in town. We should go looking for her. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. You make your way to the closet. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. But your long-dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. You open the drawers. They both have a bread now. Human is back. Smell old now. Maybe changed mind about eating us. Could be the end of Dustin and Dustin Mom. I would never eat you. I love you. Dustin Mom know better than to trust. When push come to shove, survival more important than friendship. Dustin Mom spend too much time outside. It different inside. There enough bread for everyone here. No need eat friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin get to keep that innocence forever. Oh, weird that we didn't say our words. I guess your glass house still has that squatter? Tried to reclaim glass house last night, but asshole squatter too big and strong. Dustin mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin house forever. Human big and strong too. Probably more big and strong than asshole squatter. You fight? Give Dustin mom glass house back? Anything for you, Dustin. Squatter have sharp things on head. Human be careful. But Dustin mom would be eternally grateful to human. Dustin too. I should get going. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming a porcupine, but who knows? That's that. You might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The hot water soothes your aching joints. Despite the state of the bathroom, the shower is a good place. As it rinses your body clean, you think about the door in the clinic. You're still drawn to it even now. You'll be going back there today, you're sure of it. Think about the specter of an early death that now hangs over you. Yeah, that's too true to life. Think about the afterlife. It's undeniably real at this point, and what you've seen is terrifying. Think about Stella running off last night. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. Think about Rosalina's shattered leg, and the image of a foot barely still attached to her body. Think about Duke and the image of him laying there, slumped against a tree with half his head blown off. Scrub feverishly trying to scrape the memories from your skin as if they're part of the dirt that coats you. Think about Sybil's warning, the worst is yet to come. Think about Wayne and whether you're ever truly alone. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. I feel like the way I've managed to play the whole game is just like, life sucks. You want to think about that for a while? Did I do that? Well, this is topical to what we were just thinking about, so it makes sense we would be thinking about this. Think about Stella running off last night. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. A lot of flies in that shower. Head downstairs. It's time to face your cousin. You find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking. This week of all weeks. This is fucking topical. As if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Yeah. Let's get the fuck out of this. Come on. Oh no. I'm not here to help her union bust. Just a moment. Messages.
Eat the butt up.
Foxport, thank you for the bits. So that's why the ditchlings are here. They were predicting the strike. Usually I'm pro-union, but do you know what the strikers even want? You probably should have seen this coming. You risked your life to pull those kids out of the mine the other day. They should get off your back. Just give them what they want, Tabitha. It's the right thing to do. Just give them what they want, Tabitha. It's no use fighting the inevitable. Just fire all of them. I'm sure it'll be easy enough to pick up the pieces. I can't believe the gall of these people. After everything you've done for this town, some people just never understand the burdens of leadership. You're in a really difficult spot right now. With everything else going on, it's hard to care about something as mundane as a strike. Kind of inclined to agree that this doesn't seem to be number one on our priority list, given last night's events. Otherwise, I'd be like, hey, why don't you just give them what they want? They probably just want, like, 50 cents more. You fuck. You fucking scum. We have, indeed. We could also just go with the hot move. I convince her to let me do it, and then I just give them their every request. I don't know that I'm actually going to get those options, but if I do this and I do get the chance, that's what I'll do. It's sabotage. Yeah. We can ask if she knows what they want. That makes sense to me. Do you know what the strikers even want? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. I promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. We learned nothing. I'm sorry, that sucks. All right. So are we doing hot then? Well, she just said she hasn't looked, so she doesn't know what the demands are. Hot, no. Do you want me to help smooth things over? I'm pretty good at negotiating. People always help me out with stuff like this if I ask nicely. Wait. Do you think that's because you're good at negotiating? Has nobody told you that it's because you're... Ugh.
Never mind. Look, I appreciate the offer, but I'm not sure that's the sort of thing you'd be able to pull off.
I can pull them off.
Even if they didn't already know you're my cousin, you getting involved would be a great way to throw gasoline on a fire. This is my problem to fix. Your only job is to stay safe until the funeral is over.
Well, do we pursue anything else under the strike topic, or do we just drop it? Yeah, I kind of feel like dropping it. Also, I'd love if the smile goes away as well. Yeah, you can't advise her on anything. So, ghosts are real. I still can't get over that.
I can. What does that actually change about anything? You're a Scarlet. You were probably going to die young anyways, and I still have a mind to run.
Oh, she's completely unaffected by this. I don't know what to say. Honestly, don't know what to say to that. Did we gain 80 years? I don't recall the game putting any hard numbers on it. I'm leaning towards this last one. The other ones, I don't know. This will probably result in a lecture. I don't know what this will be, but I don't think that she does. Well, I don't think she would say that she does. She definitely does, but she doesn't want to talk about it. And I don't know about this one. I'm kind of in a salt and pepper territory myself. I'm going to try the last one. We'll see what she has to say about that. It feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of something our family left behind like that.
I can't believe you're saying that. Have you looked in a mirror?
God, she just does not give a shit. All right. Have you heard anything from Stella? I can't get a hold of her.
No, but that's not exactly newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized.
If the mine's in trouble, you should just sell it. And sell the estate. Get out while you still can. Tabitha bristles.
You really are Vivian's kid, aren't you? Trying to bow out just when things get difficult. I'm not giving up like that. This is the Scarlet mine. I'm not just going to cash out on our family's legacy. Oh, who the fuck cares? I'm bringing the mine back to life one way or the other. Why don't you leave? You probably should get going, right? Yeah. I dawdled long enough. Stay safe. Whoops, I clicked. No more hijinks. But let me know if you get in trouble, okay? Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Talk to Frou Frou. You walk over to the cat. I cannot read French. But, hey, why not mangle it? Oh, c'est toi. Qu'est-ce que tu... Vous maintenant? I don't know. Wait, there is something different with you. Have the ears finally caught up to you? I made a deal with a ghost, so I'm old now. Every day that we open our eyes, we are making a deal with life. All of us are stones on the shore, weathered a little more each day by the relentless tides of time. We will all be ground to dust by an uncaring universe. But that is the beauty of life. I missed you last night, Frau. That makes one of us. Will you ever let me pet you? And coat my fur in the disgusting human oils? None. Do you know anything about the stone carvings scattered around town? I am not here to be your commandant. Chien detective. Je suis un chat. I am here to watch you flail about in the darkness. I am not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind. You nod respectfully to Frau. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance, but you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. I will be right back. One moment. Sorry about that. Nakomi required my assistance. I think the way that I've been playing my character, I don't expect to be saved by a bunch of animals. Most likely, I think I'm gonna probably just die. I'm just gonna leave her be. You turn away and leave Frau be. Oh God, no. Absolutely not. Investigate the garden. Whatever kicked out Dustin's mom is in the garden right now.
You'd better look into it before you head into town. The air is chilly today, the overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Investigate the greenhouse. You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. It doesn't take much effort to find the path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. The glass house, one could say. You step towards the door. Ah! It was a goat! It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. Examine the lock. You examine the lock. It looks sturdy. You'll need some tools if you're going to get this open. Maybe Stella or Kanika could lend a hand later. Try to talk to whatever's behind the door. Oh. Sorry. What's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't complain. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm. And there's plenty of eats, too. Did that human have a brown coat and big boots? Coat like what? Fur? Nah. Not brown fur, yellow fur. Just on the top, like all you humans. Don't know what boots are, can't help you there. Where did you come from? Farm. Used to live with other guys like me, kinda miss 'em. But not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Guess I'll leave you to it then. See ya. Or not. It's a wild world out there. You've investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. Alright, head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. Ditchlings, ditchlings. The birds sound different today. There's a hair in my mouth. There's a snake in my mouth. Muffled, like your ears are full of cotton. The dull sun shines down on the surrounding wilderness, seeming to wash the color from the world. But you're adjusting. Already your body is starting to accept the change that has come over it, to accept that this is how things will be from here on out. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. They don't say anything about your appearance, but you can see them take you in, the light of day revealing your new features clearly for the first time. Hot. They smile. Clearly they like what they see. You doing okay? The ghost may have stolen my youthful good looks.
Much not.
But it couldn't take my hotness. My bone structure could never be laid low by mere aging. Jesus Christ. Fox, thank you for the biddies. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Eat the butt up.
Yeah, I don't love that one. Well, Moss, you think of the biddies? I'd say this is a good second best. This is a downer. It's kind of funny, but mostly a downer. This is okay. So number 3. Number 3 or number 5, I feel. I'm old. Huh? Punkster not now. I also don't follow. I'm gonna go with number 5. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Glad to hear you're coping well. Though don't go throwing yourself at too many life-stealing entities from the beyond. We just started getting to know each other. Dang, man. Explore, hot, flirt. So good to see your lovely face first thing in the morning. Explore, flirt. You coming up to see me? That's sweet. Let's ask how they are doing. Are you doing okay after last night? I'm great. With something like possession, I kind of feel like there are more upsides than downsides. There aren't a lot of people out there who can say they've been through something like that. It's a pretty cool badge of honor as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so now let's ask about Stella. I mean, I think I already know the answer here. I don't think anybody's heard from her. But we may as well ask. Have you heard anything from Stella? I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. There's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up. They're kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them, with their scrunched up little Sharpay faces. So, should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but are they dangerous? They're not going to eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? Not if you eat them first. I'd rather not find out. Does anyone in town have a flamethrower? I like that one. I almost want to say this feels like the most truthful answer, but it also feels like, okay, we don't need to, like, scare people here. At this rate. Let's go with this. This one's fun. I'd rather not find out. Does anyone in town have a flamethrower? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Julius had one laying around. Hopefully we won't have to ask him for it. I'm not that worried. Yet. Kanika and I are meeting up to look for Stella. Wanna come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time, though. From what I saw this morning, the diner is hopping. It's absolutely packed with miners. They must be using it as home base for the strike. This couldn't be more fucking topical. It's wild. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that, though. Have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. Let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Co, you made it. And you picked up an Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted, and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion. Even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. Maybe it's because you were puppeted by a ghost? But I'm not going to let that stop me from looking for Stella. Jesus Christ. Explore, flirt, hot. You're stylish as always, even in the morning after being trapped in a nightmare realm. Do you still think there could be a rational explanation for all of this? Is someone manning the general store while we go looking for Stella? I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. Wow. That gives me concerns. Do you still think there could be a rational explanation for all of this? Kanika sighs heavily. Rational? Sure. Rooted in the reality that until a few days ago I thought was devoid of all magic and supernatural shit? No. Ghosts are real. They can suck you into illusory dimensions and puppet your body like a fleshy marionette. Next thing you know, we'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country, or that angels are real. You gotta admit, it's kind of thrilling, isn't it? Anything could be possible. Who knows what the new day holds for all of us? You know, I do really appreciate a story like this actually addressing that, because that's sort of taken for granted, or like it's just not brought up in stuff like movies and whatever. Like, you see some wild ass shit and then nobody stops and is like, holy fucking shit, ghosts are real. Like, it made me wonder, like, does everybody just actually assume ghosts are real and then they're not surprised when they see one, or and I'm the weirdo, or like, you know, what's up? It would be a little more thrilling if it weren't terrifying. All the magical stuff we've found so far just wants to hurt us. You had that on tap, BFA? You knew that number off the top of your head, BFA? Goddamn. Oh, you Googled, okay. You could have just claimed to be a savant, an XKCD savant. We need a magical being that's on our side. It's Sybil. Where are the magical girls when you need them? Though I guess we already have an animal whisperer, don't we? That's pretty magical. Wait, you can talk to animals for real? When were you gonna tell me? Wow, I'm gonna need you to tell me what every animal we meet is saying. This is too cool. You, really took that in stride, didn't you? I take everything in stride. There's no better way to live. I'm worried
that we didn't take the immediate, like, let's hurry and find Stella. But I also am glad that we've had these dialogues, but I don't know. Maybe we should try to wrap this up. Speaking of magic, I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mom's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. There will be plenty of time for tea after we found Stella. Okay. Okay, it was still here. To be honest, I don't really care who's manning the general store. Let's not dawdle. I'm worried about Stella, and it doesn't feel right to be doing anything that isn't actively looking for her. Agreed. Let's get to work. Where to first? Oh no. I mean, I feel like we should check out... Oh, wow. I don't want to kick out Avery. What the fuck? That would be confusing as well. We should probably just go straight to her house. Well, one thing I was considering is we're like right next to the diner, but the likelihood that she'd be at the diner, unless she's running the strike for some reason, is low. But I was just thinking the diner is close, closer than her house, but yeah, let's just go straight to her house. I mean, yeah, she might be running the strike. Okay, let's go to Stella's house. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today. Just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. For the life of you, you can't remember if Stella closed the door behind her when the two of you left the library yesterday morning. Huh? Oh. As in, maybe she didn't make it home. Jesus. Yeah, I think maybe we just go right in. Like, better safe than sorry, essentially, right? It would be great to do a stupid run. You step past the threshold and into Stella's house. The living room is almost exactly as you saw it the other day. And I didn't memorize it. I don't know if her shoes are there. So she made it home? Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget that you said that and just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Okay. probably might as well just go straight to her room. She could have more than one pair of shoes. You did. Pico is over here, yelling. He is a cat who yells. Sometimes. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. There's a Gretchen plush. I like the cryptid conspiracy string wall. Very good. Well, it's concerning. She may not have made it home. But she did text us last night. Oh boy, that seems really invasive. You go to check Stella's computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there. Like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. So far, this is the most... Like, this is my rationale. Like, I know that that's not great, but, like, she might be murdered right now. I don't know. I'm just trying to find her. So hard to tell. That's one thing this game is really good at. In terms of, like... One thing that's, like, a problem with adventure games like this style is that you don't know what the moral assumptions are of the writer. And so you can sometimes fall into traps where you think you're doing the right thing, but you've been tricked by the writer. And with this game, they give you so many options that it's really hard to tell what they think is right or wrong to do. You know, gives you a lot of choices. I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm not intending to do anything bad. Just trying to check anything that can possibly help us find her. I mean, yeah, if it happens, like, constantly, Punkster, then yeah, it's just generally badly written. I agree. But you know what I'm talking about, basically. Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. I'm going with this because this is basically what I would say. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. And that, to me, feels a little like... How do you not see the rationale here? I'll just be over here standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Alright. Shisharino. Let me know if you find anything. Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the point here. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. So I'm interested to see what happens here, because
in this bad game scenario that we were talking about, it would just be like, it's too messy for you to find anything. You immediately give up or something like that as like punishment for doing such a obviously horrible thing. Assuming your attentions, basically, of like wanting to be a snooper regardless of what you said you were going to do, that sort of thing. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Well, it kind of is doing that, except for it's giving us some options to be... I just feel like the game is accusing you constantly of being a creeper here, and I'm just trying to find information. Open tabs. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows edge to Windows edge. Her most recently opened tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled, "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hidden Appalachia. That's her. Hey everyone. Was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? Bride of Bigfoot. Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Moth Stan. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Lucky Stars. Guys, since when did high-quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Gary212547, whatever he has to say is going to be bad. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. Hidden Appalachia. I'm serious. I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Mothstan. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. Lucky Stars. I believe you. Gary212547. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Not scientists. The thread continues into the next day. Hidden Appalachia. Hey, okay, so 1, this isn't an ARG, and I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommyknockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled TommyknockersReal.wave. Something's happening to the soundtrack. Are you guys noticing this? It's being overridden. Maybe we're on the right track here. Gary212547. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. Trin, thank you for the biddies. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. Mothstan. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is Kidnapped by Aliens all over again. Gary212547. Also, lol, doughy white things, and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Lucky Stars. Stop cyberbullying her or I'm going to call the mods. Uncle Carl. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. Wow, this is the real internet. Wow, poor Stella. Remind me to never be internet famous. Here's hoping my SoundCloud stays niche and underappreciated until the day I die. I'm kind of feeling in for a penny, in for a pound here. It seems like a lot of you are opposed. I mean, I'm down to be influenced here because I feel like the game browbeat me a lot about this being an invasion of privacy. And I'm starting to feel like it's intentionally not going to give us anything so that later we can be lashed for doing it. Even though, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe she's in the house. Maybe she's in the kitchen this whole time. And she's about to burst in. Well, the only thing I can think of that would make the search history relevant is if she searched for some location. Because maybe that's the last thing that she did. Maybe she got home, she searched for something, she decided she was going to go check something out, which seems likely for Stella. And then we would have that location and we could go search there. But maybe it doesn't have that. Maybe her fucking last search is like, how can I keep dating a guy that's suddenly aged 30 years? Or 80 years? Is it ageist if I dump him? And that wouldn't be great to find. So... yeah. Alright, fuck it. This is a waste of time. Let's get out of here. Phew, good. I don't think there's any clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. It could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we've found her. Aw, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Stella's kitchen is messier than she left it yesterday. A couple cabinets are hanging open and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Yeah, this is different. Someone was here after Stella and I left yesterday. We didn't leave the kitchen like this. So what? Do you think someone rummaged through the kitchen? She must have come home last night. Why would anyone else leave the living room in one piece just to trash the kitchen? I mean, the town's surrounded by monsters. Maybe they got hungry. Or maybe she came home last night, had a snack, and didn't feel like putting things away. I feel that, but then that leaves us with another question. If she came home last night, where did she go, and why did she leave? And why haven't we been able to reach her? Okay, I don't think we're going to find much else here. Let's move on. Okay, so she probably came home last night, but she's not here now, and we don't have any idea where she might have gone. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hoped she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? Maybe we should recruit? The achievement was still life. You loke Oscar.
We should check in on Oscar. He's smart. Maybe he'll know what to do. I hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than someplace that was that haunted. I mean, after what I did, they better fucking sleep there. Your mom said it's safe, and I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? But how would she know that? Magic, probably. But there's only one way to find out. Let's go. Morning light streams in through the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, the library is once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghost, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. You can't help but overhear the murmurings of an intense conversation coming from the mayor's office. Or rather, the murmurings of an intense animal conversation. Leave dog politics to the dogs. They both know I can talk to animals. Let's do it. You start making your way upstairs towards the mayor's office. Hey, where are you going? A small gang of dogs holds court in the mayor's office. Most of the dogs quietly watch from the sidelines, but two of them, a sheepdog and a basset hound, are in heated conversation with Mayor Jimmy. Their tags read Scraps and Daisy.
It sounds like you've got this all sorted out. I don't see what you need me to do about any of it. Sorted? Things aren't sorted until this town is safe. Now, we may have got the beginnings of a militia forming, but there's plenty of pets out there who are still ill-informed about those things crawling out of the woods. You're the mayor. They'll listen to you. Just tell them to stay inside until it's handled. Listen, Scraps, buddy, I hear you. But the last thing we need right now is anarchy in the streets.
It's no use. I told you he'd be bullheaded. He's always bullheaded.
Always the sore loser, aren't we, Daisy? Things are fine. Nobody has to worry about a thing, Wolf.
The mayor pulls himself away from the conversation to acknowledge you.
Oh ho ho, I remember you. You're that out-of-towner from yesterday. The speaker, Wolf.
The other dogs murmur amongst themselves for a moment, then turn to face you.
I'm sorry I had to see this little display. Politics can get so messy.
Good doggies. Oh. Have any of you seen or smelled Gretchen? She and her person are missing.
Is she missing? Oh dear. Scraps, you don't think. Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side.
Even if she's safe, I don't like the sound of this. See, Jimmy? This is the cost of inaction. Gretchen is a pillar of our community, and she's missing. What will it take for you to finally open up your eyes and do something? If you wait until you are the last dog left in Scarlet Hollow, it'll be far too late to save yourself.
Yes, I get it. You're all very upset. But what do you expect me to do about it? Shut down the town? What about the economy, Wolf?
Do you even know what the economy is, Jimmy? Or are you just throwing around fancy words you've heard the humans say?
Of course I know what the economy is. I know all about economies.
Oh, good. Because I've never understood a lick of it when humans talk about economy. I just figured it was just a made-up word they yell at each other when they want to stop talking. So please, enlighten us.
I'm not going to debase myself by playing a game of trivia. Not in front of the speaker. Woof. I thought so. To answer your question, we did catch a whiff right around here, and another near her house. Haven't picked up anything around town since then. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her.
Can you help us find her? You've got better noses for this sort of thing.
We'll do our best. We didn't intend to make any more trips out into the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk. She's a well-liked dog in these parts, been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to those monstrosities.
Good doggies. Dog gang. The Chihuahua did not like this. I'm not sure the mayor did either, but everyone else was cool with it.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Ah, yes, I am rather a good boy, aren't I, Wolf? You call me good dog. Daisy, good dog.
Daisy's tail wags excitedly before she regains her composure.
Sorry. I just love to hear it.
So you're this Scraps I've heard so much about.
The one and only. This here's Daisy, and we've got a few other concerned locals with us as well. Just making sure the cats and dogs of the Holler are well cared for, considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping in out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. They're exaggerating, of course, Wolf. While I've heard reports of creatures coming out of the woods, it's nothing the humans of this town can't handle. It's no secret that Daisy and Scraps are my competitors, and it's just like them to jump at the first sign of trouble as an opportunity to run me out of office, Woof Woof. Nobody's trying to run you out of anything. We're just trying to keep the critters of the town safe. How very noble of you, but that's exactly the line you'd feed the voters if you were trying to get rid of me.
Well, Welly, well, Welly, well. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps.
Oh, she flatters me so. I'm nothing special, just another dog. All the more reason to go after her before it's too late. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. It's a damn shame the humans are so charmed by that charlatan. I'm right here, Daisy Wolf. I'm well aware. You think you're so high and mighty, don't you? Just because you can sit and stay the best. As if obedience is the best quality in a leader.
Are y'all some kind of dog militia? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. When the town's illustrious leader abandons his kind, it's up to us common folk to band together. Daisy, please, I'm not abandoning anybody. Dog or otherwise, Wolf. You're all blowing this out of... Bleh. You're all blowing this invasion story completely out of proportion. Everything's going to turn out just fine. If everything turns out just fine, it's because the rest of us protected those who needed protecting.
Mr. Mayor, you should listen to Daisy and Scraps on this one. There won't be anarchy in the streets to worry about if every animal in town is taken by ditchlings.
Your opinion is noted, but I've been mayor for over 14 years. I know what I'm doing, woof woof.
Okay, is that dog ears?
That's 14 dog years. Jimmy, if you're not going to help, the least you can do is not blow smoke up the speaker's ass. I suppose you were right, Daisy. This is just a waste of time. But I needed to hear it with my own ears before I could really believe it. I'll save the I told you so for later. Let's go rally the others. This town won't save itself.
You and the dogs exit the mayor's office and close the door behind you. They quickly turn a corner and vanish from your line of sight. You find Kanika and Avery waiting for you in the lobby. I took a peek in there. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Weird or cool? I wish I could hear the other side of the conversation. It seems like there's a whole dog culture in this town I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. You'll just have to hire Co as a translator. You'd be the best vet in the country with someone like that on your staff. That's brilliant, actually. I guess Oscar must be in the back. Holy shit, how do you pass over that? But I guess we do need to move on here. I know that's where I'd be if I finally managed to unhaunt my house. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in and do whatever they wanted. Just. Like what? Steal books? I mean, they could, right? I'm not saying anyone would. I'm just saying that people in this town trust each other a lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. You make your way back towards the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were just a terrible dream. This hallway really takes me back. It feels like it was only yesterday that we were last here, blissfully unaware that our entire lives were about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know. Kanika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. It's so good to see all of you. Co. He takes in the sight of you standing in the bright corridor. I hope you're doing well this morning. Please come on in. You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being so brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5. But you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're like so badass. Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives, and here you are taking it like a champ. Dr. Kelly's kind demeanor vanishes as she turns and glares at you. Oh, I see we have visitors. But her glare vanishes as she takes in your new visage. Her features soften into a look of shock and concern. Is that shock and concern? Is that soft shock and concern? Mr. Gutierrez told me about what happened last night, and I must admit I found it hard to believe. But your face... It definitely looks like you had years stolen from you, whatever that means. It's concerning. I'd like to give you a physical... Parentheses, hot. Damn it. I'm not gonna flirt with the mom. We got some real options here.
Wow. I can't believe they stole ideas from another visual novel, another prominent visual novel. I'm thinking... Oh, okay. A physical can't hurt. There's not an explorer? Oh, there is an explorer. We could do that. So, wait, you just believe a ghost stole years of my life? Sure, there's plenty of evidence that something happened to you right in front of me. So are you going to get your physical? Oh, okay. What, buddy? It's not quite time yet. Do you want to check on Nakomi? We can do that. Give me a second. I have to see what Lassie wants. Okay, sorry about that. Unfortunately, I can't talk to dogs IRL, so I have no idea what he really wanted. I'm sure he was just saying, food, food, food. It's probably the only thing he says, is food, food. And then we give him belly rubs, and he's like, food, food. And we give him more belly rubs. Glad you're taking this seriously. I'll be at the clinic all day. Uh-oh. This gets us in the clinic. Feel free to stop by when you get the chance. Her examination finished, Dr. Kelly returns to Rosalina's side. How are you doing, Rosalina? Tired. My leg hurts a lot, but the medicine is helping. It's not so bad now. Plus, I got to lie down in an actual bed last night, and you have no idea how good that felt. Thanks, Co. I can't believe you got any sleep last night after all that ghost stuff. I just sat on the couch with all the lights on. I don't think I slept at all. I really needed some rest after, you know, the hospital and my foot. Your body is desperately trying to get you to rest. All that activity yesterday was pretty brutal on your injury. It's never going to stop hurting if you keep pushing yourself. So, what are you not going to do today? Anything? That's right. You're staying right here. No walking around, no investigating haunted houses. Sorry, Dr. Kelly.
I should have been better at stopping her. I take full responsibility. As her father, I should have no need for anyone to step in to take blame for anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence, if you ask me. But give it time, then you can do all the activities you want, all right, Rosalina? Well, this is warming me up to Dr. Kelly a bit. He seems pretty good with kids and doing doctory stuff. Just, not the best at dealing with her own children. I'm guessing Charlie didn't come back for an encore? Not as far as I know. I slept in Rosalina's room and I made sure to put some heavy objects on top of the hatch just to give myself a little extra peace of mind. But thanks to you, I didn't see or hear anything at all last night. I think we're in the clear. I didn't see anything either. But even if something did happen, I wouldn't know. I was asleep as soon as my head hit the pillow. I'm too tired to worry about ghosts anymore, to be honest. Losing a limb will do that. Especially if you decide to tromp around the next day like nothing happened. I would have been fine if it weren't for Charlie. Good thing he's gone then, and let's hope he stays gone. Oh, Jesus. Why aren't all of you traumatized? How's Reese? He's fine. Had a rough night, but he'll recover. He's used to this sort of thing. He just needs a couple days to get back on his feet. That means no more excitement, not even a movie. I'm sorry to hear that, Dr. Kelly. but I want to see Shino-Chi Deathblood. I was promised chilling Japanese found footage horror. You need to get your son some therapy. I don't think he's okay. But what if I wanted to hang out with him again? He's so cool. I'd like to hear this from him, not filtered through you. You talk about him like he's a child. I will respect this boundary and not bother either of you anymore. Okay, but what if I wanted to hang out with you? Oh man, I don't know if I want to start like attacking her again. But I am interested in the other exploration option of warning her about the stone tablet. Well, yeah, you see, the thing is, I don't think we got but maybe one hot/flirt option with Dr. Kelly before. And now they're like, every dialogue we have the chance to turn it into like, hey, Dr. Kelly. I don't know. I feel like, honestly, I'm leaning towards remain silent. The warn her is outside of this dialogue branch. Lord. I did say that, didn't I? Did we leave that on the books? Or did I scum that? Maybe we left it on the fucking books. Have any of you seen Stella since last night? Not since dinner. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? I'm starting to freak out a little. I really care about her, and she's just gone. It's okay, Ko. We're going to find her. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. This is my fault, isn't it? I should have... Come on, Oscar. Chill, bud. I should have done a better job of warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I mean, Oscar's just a sweet guy. He just cares a lot. But he's really blaming himself for, like, every damn thing. Guys, I'm so sorry about global warming. I should have warned you. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. And besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes that's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy. That's what Rosalina's always saying. I suppose I do apologize more than I should. You really do. Yeah, Avery's cool. I like Avery a lot. We found something in Oscar's house last night. A stone carving that gave me and Tabitha a vision about what had happened here. There. There was one in the mines the other night, too. Both of them had a sort of pull on me. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. Well, obviously not the last one. I mean, we're throwing it out there. So 1, 2, or 3. I know. I mean, we are going to get into the clinic, so I guess this one doesn't really matter. And it's interesting that she's inviting us in. Either she doesn't... That, like, either makes her seem more innocent. Like, she doesn't think that there's anything, and therefore it's fine to bring me to the clinic. Or she is totally the opposite. And she's trying to get me there to fuck me up the rest of the way, to finish me off. But I'm also leaning towards, I think that she's probably an innocent in this as well. Damn it. That could be the Twitch thing of speeding up and slowing down the stream to try to keep you in sync with live. It's a weird effect. I wish YouTube would do that, almost. I mean, I don't love the weird pitch shifting that Twitch does, but I find that YouTube is not great sometimes at keeping you with live. I've noticed it usually when I initially join a stream is when I'll hear it. Because it seems like it's doing some sort of averaging calculation. Have you ever noticed anything weird at the clinic? No. It's just an old building. It has a lot of history, but that doesn't mean it's haunted or anything supernatural is going on. I understand that there have been some strange events in Scarlet Hollow this week, but despite what your funny feeling might suggest, the clinic is safe. But if something does happen at the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's anything what happened to us last night, none of you have to concern yourselves with my son's health. I know how to take care of him. Even in a supposed ghost emergency or whatever it is you're worried about.
Oh, you didn't charge it.
Yeah, just keep mine. I did, but not fully. All right.
I'm going back to my home.
I'm not going to say that. And I don't want to say this either, so I think it's time to remain silent. Are we in agreeance? My guess is, similar to this house, they've got one under their house too, and she just doesn't know it, and it's under the clinic. Because just nothing's happened yet, at least that she'll acknowledge. But clearly it's happening to Reese. Not to mention the fact that Reese lives in the basement. I mean, it could be under the basement as well. I don't know. You remain silent. So, you've got your meds. You've got your nest of pillows. A helpful friend by your side, and a cat to keep you company. Seems like you're all set. Make sure you do a whole lot of nothing today. I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. Yes, thanks again for coming down to see us, Joan. Not a problem. I'd much rather she stay put than have to get in and out of cars. I'll call later today to see how things are going. Hope the rest of the week is less eventful for the both of you. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? Don't worry, Doc. I keep her warm. I'm helping. Dr. Kelly turns towards you again, her usual glare absent. And I hope you'll take me up on my offer, Co. I'm concerned about you. And then she pushes past you to leave Oscar's house. We'll let you kids have some space. Alexis, why don't you figure out a restful activity for you and Rosalina? Will do, Mr. Gutierrez. I brought some video games and puzzles from my house, and some movies too. Whatever you want to do, Rosalina. That's nice. Oscar ushers you back down to the library. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, everything's fine. Or at least much better than yesterday. I can't thank you enough, Co. I'd like to be as helpful as I can from here on out. Now that our little situation is dealt with, I'll finally have time to dig into the town archives. Our house was haunted because someone was murdered there. The mine collapse the other night was at the site of a mass grave. With enough research, maybe we'll be able to get a step ahead of the next crisis. Maybe we can actually preempt it. Hell yeah. Except for it's going to happen today. That is, assuming there's going to be a next crisis. But something tells me we aren't in the clear yet. So we've got dogs on the job. We got Oscar on the job. I am getting worried that Stella is actually already dead. Especially given the updated content warning when I opened the game. Well, just prepare yourself, I guess. I mean, I don't know, so don't worry too much. We should compare notes. Not that I have any to start with, but if you know anything that might narrow down my research, it could save me a lot of time. I don't think we actually know that much more than you do, but I've got some hunches. I can't help but feel like there must have been some inciting event, since everything started getting weird seemingly overnight. What that inciting event was, or where to start looking for it, I have no idea. Hi, it's me. Hi, I'm the weird new thing. But it's something to keep in mind. Avery stares at you. Yeah, Avery knows. See, Avery is on the job. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Co got here. Kanika shoots Avery a glare. No, we are not throwing Co under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple of steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw him. Nobody's going to drag Co into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. Yeah, buddy. Have you been around for the past few years? I'd rather play it safe. Yeah, Kanika. Don't worry. It's not like I'm going to run around town telling everyone that Coe magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why shouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Coe getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Pearl Ann died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time he got to town. Not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Pearl Ann passed, I think. I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. If there's a root cause for all of this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. Okay, so we've got some things to talk about here. What about Stella, though? God, I wonder if you need to choose these every time they appear. It's killing me, y'all. It's killing me. Just turn and leave. Nah. Alright, alright. Those carvings I warned Dr. Kelly about are important. To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there. But who? And there was one in the mines, and if you're right, there's one in the clinic. Maybe that's what I should be focusing on right now. How many of those things are there? If we're lucky, maybe just those 3, but I'd rather not count on it. Good thing Coe has an open appointment with the doc. You could look around for clues while you're there. And it's probably a good idea to see her anyways, for your health. I'm not sure. I don't remember. The one in the mine was like a bunch of snakes or something? I think the dinner conversation ended strictly because Reese is sensitive to tension, and there's a lot of tension between him and his mom that's caused by the fact that she doesn't know what to do, and being a doctor and a mother, I think that she's basically short-circuiting into an overprotective mode because she just is at a loss. But Reese feels like a prisoner, and he obviously has something happening to him, and that whenever the tension like hits a boiling point, he has a reaction. And I think that that's what happened. I'm not sold one way or the other on Dr. Kelly, but I would say maybe I'm starting to lean towards that. I think she's innocent in this as well, and she's just not handling it well. I'm just not sure. The best ones here are the first one, this one, or remain silent. So 1 or 3 or silence. What do we think? I mean, we know that there's something there. We should investigate the clinic. You're not wrong, but at the same time, I don't want to be the one who sneaks into Dr. Kelly's clinic and gets caught. She's mean enough as is. I don't want to know what she'd be like if she caught us breaking into her place of business. Who knows, if we uncover another ghost or some new kind of terrifying supernatural entity lurking in her clinic, she might be more grateful than mad. No one should be breaking into any houses. We don't need to go looking for trouble when we've already found a lifetime's worth. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? We have a carving right here. Maybe studying it can give us some new leads. Not a chance. I know the ghost is probably gone for good, but that thing is evil, and if there's even the slightest chance that going back down there triggers something, it's not worth disturbing. At least not until we know more. My daughter's safety comes first right now. We finally have our house back, and I'm not taking any risks until we know what we're dealing with. No arguments here. Make sure Pixel stays inside, or he might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the anguished doughboys. I kind of like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Dough man. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything. I just think they're kind of interesting. To each their own. Will do. I can't imagine how devastated Rosalina would be if there was something to if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. There's that thing in the clinic I mentioned, that pull. I wish Dr. Kelly were taking this as seriously as she should. Oscar, what did you tell her about last night? She didn't bat an eye at anything Co said about the supernatural. She mostly just got defensive. Does she know how bad it was? I told her everything. She seemed to believe me, but who knows? Maybe she was just being polite in front of Rosalina. Maybe the whole time I was ranting, she was actually just nodding along, thinking I'd had a psychotic break. I don't know. She didn't seem to care about putting on a show for Rosalina once we showed up. I'll make sure to shoot Reese a warning text. He at least deserves to know something might happen. This is weird. This took us back to this tree. I'm gonna remain silent. Co, you already have an open invitation to visit the clinic at this point. What if you took Dr. Kelly up on her offer and poked around? You should probably actually get a checkup too for your health. Yeah, we heard this already. He has an open invitation for a physical. I don't think Dr. Kelly is going to be too appreciative of that turning into an investigation. We should be more cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research. Whatever we're doing next, I feel like we are missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella, and fast. I agree. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. Good to know that you have an open invitation to... Fucking hell. Finding Stella should be our priority, but it wouldn't hurt to check in on Reese later. It wouldn't hurt for you to get a checkup either. Boy, oh boy. What's our next move? We should check out the church. The church? Why? I see what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with evidence of the afterlife, so she might try getting into all that religious stuff. It's worth checking out. I think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. I wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Seems like a good idea to cover all our bases at this point. I don't think Baptists do the holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if it meant keeping us around a little longer. That's good enough for me. Let's not linger, though. I don't want him thinking we're possible converts. Kanika leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church. You know, I've lived here for a few years now, and I've never actually been to the church. That's probably for a good reason. Where is that weirdo? My. 4 visitors at once, on a Thursday. This is unprecedented. But there are only 3 of us. Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart. But when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one's seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hoped maybe you or Janie had seen her. I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Oops, I forgot to do his voice, sorry. Though, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. I forgot again. What do you have to say to him that you can't say in front of us? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. It's all right. We can get the juicy details later. I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. It's okay. I'm happy to talk to him. If you're sure. I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie. We'll be right over there by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? See you in a minute. Damn, Kanika's just fucking laying it on. Right in front of the guy. Your friends head off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that it must have been the Lord himself, talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. I mean, this is valid. It's pretty fucking valid.
Jesus said, come.
Well, Mossy, thank you for the biddies. Are we sure you're actually talking to animals? Are you not going to comment on my appearance? You saw me yesterday. A ghost cursed me last night, and now I'm old. Oh, and here I thought you were putting on some sort of early Halloween costume. Maybe prayer can help. After we're finished talking, I've got some wonderful little pamphlets I'd be happy to share with you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Are you telling me you can also? But I thought I was the only one.
I guess the two of us are just kindred spirits.
Are we sure you're actually talking? Are we sure we're actually talking to animals?
Now that I know there are at least two of us, I have no doubt. There have definitely been times in my life where I thought I might just be insane, but it's so consistent, and I've never exhibited any other signs of insanity. In my most doubting moments, I have considered the possibility that other entities may be using the animals to confuse my faith. But besides a particularly vicious hamster I had growing up, the most an animal has ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. So I somehow doubt they're puppets from some otherworldly evil, unless that otherworldly evil... Why can't I say otherworldly in this voice? Unless that otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets.
Well, we know why. I mean, yes, we're cursed. Geez. Wow. All right. Well, I don't have to be that mean, I don't think. Have we been cursed? Why do we suffer this fate?
I don't think it's a curse. It can be annoying at times, but so can talking to people. Not that I feel that way very often, of course. As a servant of God, I'm always ready and willing to talk with my fellow man about anything they need to discuss. Spiritually, I've always rationalized it as God's sign that I should spread his word to even the beasts of his world. I've had mixed results. Seems the alpacas prefer Catholicism, which they know about somehow, and birds tend to be incredibly heretical. Physically, I wish I had answers. I wish I could approach a scientist about this without becoming a research experiment, but I've preferred to keep quiet at my doctor's visits. I can't risk being locked away or altered in some permanent way, not when I have a family to take care of.
Have you met Frou-Frou? Gretchen? Pixel?
Of course I have. But I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frou-Frou wouldn't talk to me. Frou-Frou wouldn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpaca when no one else is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly cliquey. Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking.
I feel like this is something that you would consider a relief. I mean, that's why I wanted to talk to him, because it is interesting that there is someone else other than just us. And it's not like we got something like this for the hot perk. Yeah. I think... I'm guessing Janie doesn't know. I can't express how much of a relief it is to finally meet someone else like me.
Likewise, though it may be more than just the two of us now. I have my suspicions that Tulip might have inherited the gift.
That must be their kid.
There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them.
Oh, she's cute. He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property.
Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods.
Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates.
Tulip, are you going to be good? Or are we going to skip story time tonight?
Yeah, there aren't any ditchlings. Good eye, Brian. Nothing. Zilch. I wonder if that means anything.
I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip. Because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay.
Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off.
Sorry. I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. Oh, this is the Can Lake or whatever. Or Tetanus Lake. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about it. Tetanus Lake? That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it would only make it sound more alluring. What were you saying about the church rats? Ah, yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. It's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to. But these rats, there's something so sinister about them. And they must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip had never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up. Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends, has been drawing all these pictures of them, really ghastly things. I've tried bringing it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word, like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in the trash heap. And ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some kind of disease.
Yeah, they aren't rats.
Are you sure they're rats? I think so. The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. What have they been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying, but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I'd hate to think what they say to her when I'm not around to hear.
Have you actually seen them?
No, but I don't need to. I lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of an infestation, and there's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I caught a possum in one, poor thing. Possums are never very bright. But at least he got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the ordeal.
Dustin. Has Janie heard them?
She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her jobs until late, and we spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip has made some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent, so I may have to hire an exterminator if we can get the money for one. I hope it doesn't have to come to that.
These are all kind of good options, and we only get one. Also, boy oh boy, doing voices for 3 hours is perhaps too long to do voices. Oh. 3 or 4, 3. Is there anything I can do to help? Maybe I could try talking to them.
That would be lovely. I'd certainly appreciate a helping hand here. I don't want to be too much of a bother, and you should probably finish looking for your missing friend first, but I'll be around.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie. Janie hasn't seen Stella either, so we'd better get going. Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Co. We got to feed the alpacas. They were so cute and soft, it was awesome. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners. And a few extra for me, of course. Hope your talk with the pastor went well.
Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her.
All right, thanks. See ya. Oof. Kanika and Avery start back down the path to town, and you follow. Yeah, hi, bud. It is that time. Oh. Okay. Let's get a little save-a-rooney down. Boop. And call it a night, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. This game is fantastic, and I'm so happy to have another chapter to do. And I'm so sad that it'll be over before we know it. I can feel it. But tomorrow will most likely be Sunday Gun Day. We're back on that train. So on Monday, I think we'll come back to this. As far as Callisto Protocol, unfortunately, I wasn't seeking out any information, but it did slide across my desk that apparently it's probably worth giving that one a little extra time to cook. So maybe we'll see how it's looking after we're done with this chapter of Scarlet Hollow. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.